Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. The Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show. Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour. Introducing your host, a man who needs no introduction, the living legend. He's a fighter, action star, male model, part-time baker, and sweet love maker. His victories too vast to count, his defeats stand at zero. He's the one, the only, the deadliest man in the known universe, Mace Hammertime. With your co-host, expert in training, Ronnie J. And the all-knowing, all-seeing Deuce Almighty. So strap in and get ready for the greatest show in combat sports, the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour.
Here. We are ready to party. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha. Hello, guys.
Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show. Ta-da. This is a very, very special episode, fellas. These are the experts here. Got Ronnie J.
What's up?
Deuce Almighty. That's the man, the myth, the legend. He's up there, the eye in the sky, watching everything that's happening over here at the beach villa while we're training, getting ready, eating our vitamins, saying our prayers, and basically just kicking ass all the time. Now, we are so good at our job. We went ahead and took care of this week's fight card last week, so you don't have to worry about that. If you want to know about this week's fight card coming up this week in Paris, France, which we'll be at, I'll be flying on the G6 all the way over. I'm legally allowed to do that. I was going to take the MiG, but decided not to. Anyway, so we are not going to be talking about the fight card this coming. Like I said, go back in time. We've already done it. We're the best. That's how far ahead we are. We covered it last week. All right. So anyway, this week we're just going to go through a bunch of different interesting things that are happening in the combat sports world, in the world of Mace Hammertime, the world of Deuce Almighty, the world of Ronnie J as well. We are basically going to talk first off about what's going on with my friend Darren.
Darren fucking Till, man.
What's going on with our friend
He's
Darren?
a different animal. He is
He
a
is,
different
man.
animal.
Darren Till was just arrested.
I'm
What the fuck?
taking bets on was he drinking?
Yeah. It was a
Yes.
DUI. I don't even think it was. Yeah. See, it was like a month ago,
DUI in
bro.
July.
Oh, so he got arrested a while back.
I'm
It's just
barring
coming
up,
to light.
too.
With the
Yeah.
internet, this is just when it's first coming to light. That's how they keep things close to their chest over there in Sweden. They don't let
Nah,
any
for real.
they don't let any outside information out. So he got busted driving around drinking, which is not cool.
Not at all.
No. Mace Hammertime has we have the private driver
Yeah.
everywhere we go. It's the best. We don't do Uber unless we have to, but we
Shout out
cruise around
Sebastian.
in the Bentley. And anyway, so unfortunately, Darren Till's not at the stage where he owns a Bentley, but he should get a driver.
1000% should get a driver.
Well, almost
Him,
listen, everybody has a driver.
Connor,
You can get an
John
Uber.
Jones.
Yeah.
No one can judge him for it either, because like he's just being at that point, he's being safe. Like we know he likes to party, we know he likes to drink. So like if he got a driver, nobody's gonna talk shit.
I think it'd be awesome to have I think it is awesome to have a driver, but for those of you who don't know it, I don't know. I guess you're just not part of the Hammer Time lifestyle. Now he's like, how does that doesn't affect the UFC? UFC doesn't care if you get a DUI like the NFL does, right? Like they're like, whatever, come fight. They don't.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think the only reason like stuff like that is popular with athletes is because of the NFL.
Yeah. Hey, listen. If you're a professional NASCAR driver and you get a DUI, can you still drive NASCAR?
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they.
Whoa. That's extremely that's what the fuck? For
I don't
real?
think they care, bro.
I think it's a different thing, but that's one sport I've driven Formula One, but I've never done the NASCAR. That's one thing Hammer Time's never been allowed to do.
That's shit crazy.
They were afraid. I already took over Formula One at one point. But anyway, so back to the fighting. So now we got Darren Till. He's pretty much, I don't know where Darren Till goes in his fighting career. I'd like to see him fight more.
PFL.
But he's still
KFC.
he's still got a UFC contract though, right?
Yeah.
He might, dude. Listen, I just want to don't want to go too far, but be KFC's the future. Anyway, so
It really might be. Actually.
Yeah.
No,
It's-
but okay. So who does Darren Till fight? Even if he does come back,
Well,
Like,
he's supposed.
but
He had
what
a,
the fuck is happening with Darren Till? Like,
he's not gonna. He
is he drinking because he's a fucking loser now? Is like he's
No, I
not,
just
like,
think he's
on-
built
not
that
on
way,
his high
baby.
horse?
he's like
Nah, yeah, he just likes to
He's
drink.
just built
He a
that way.
scouser, bro.
Alright.
he's a wild man. He's also been knocked out a couple times, and that's not good for people that are like that. So
Do you think after he gets knocked out, he drinks that same night?
no, I think when you're already prone to impulsive behavior like that, and you start getting knocked out in your front. I went to brain surgery school. Okay, so I know these things. When your
Mhm.
frontal cortex and your medulla oblongata get all fucked up from getting knocked out by guys like George fucking Sizzler Steakhouse Masvidal, then like you gotta fucking like your brain doesn't respond well after that. You know,
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
Bro, Masvidal like is facing 15.
15 years. You know what's so interesting
The
is
king
like,
of Miami, baby.
he'd be the king of Dade County. Yeah, so he's not. Colby Covington is literally a human, like the biggest troll that's ever existed
Bro, for
in real life. First off, he completely eviscerates you the entire build up into your fight. Then he goes into the fight you're getting paid to beat him up at. He beats you up. Then you decide that you want to like prove your street cred
king of
by
Miami,
putting
baby.
your N90 mask on, putting on your UFC hoodie, and then sucker punching him outside of a steakhouse because the Nelk boys called you and told you where he was, or you were looking for him on social media like some weird stalker. Now, Colby Covington's so smart. He's like, you know what? I'm not even going to retaliate with stupidity. I'm going to lawyer up because I can afford it. I've got more money than him. Then I'm going to bleed him out. I'm going to press charges against him. His life is like, the harassment behind this is so like sinisterly like evil.
He's like a super villain right
He just
now.
like totally outsmarted George Masvidal, which I don't think is very hard to do. But the fact that he outmaneuvered him in this complete thing, he's like, oh yeah, you know, like big deal. He punched me in the face illegally. Of course, like being sucker punched can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who you are. If you get sucker punched, you get sucker punched. And the fact that now George Masvidal has to get a lawyer, go to trial, pay this lawyer probably $400 an hour to sit there while he defends himself over something he had complete control over. Now, I think the most George Masvidal gets out of this, because he's paying that lawyer $400 an hour, is probably some community service and probation, which, you know, that's like, which sucks. But, you know, you could run into this judge who doesn't feel that way, and he might get 6 months behind bars, or a year,
Yeah.
or 3 years, and
Yeah.
then he's done.
He's not getting nothing.
Yeah.
He's definitely doing something.
That dude is definitely was like a one-hit wonder. He's liquid. He's the epitome of a one-hit wonder. He was net.
Yo, he's like
He's like who let the dogs out of fighting.
That man made a logo of the flying knee that made him famous, and like he really thought that shit was gonna hit. It like it's just weird now.
He
And
thought
got it
people,
tattooed on him.
would be talking about that. You know how like the Dan Henderson one with him flying through there looks rad.
Yeah.
And even Michael Bisping, who
he tried to get his Jordan moment.
he's trying to brand out like nobody.
He more like Shaq.
Yeah,
Dude, even
Yeah.
even Shaq got shit in Walmart though, right? Come on now.
So,
Masvidal ain't got shit anywhere.
wait, Walmart a big one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Shaq got
That's
shit
a
at Walmart.
dub.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
That's a dub.
George Masvidal, he don't got shit in the fucking Dollar Tree. So I don't know, and he's got no future. Like he really peaked out when he started showing up wearing those stupid robes. Like I was like, come on, like come.
we
on.
knew what that was.
Yeah, but
though.
who told you that looked cool or even try to be cool? Like
He saw Conor McGregor looking cool in it, even though people were making fun of him for doing it too. And then he was like, "All right, let me do that."
Conor McGregor really like the first time I didn't feel good about him as a human being, and you know, like I think the young people use the word cringe. Was on that Floyd Mayweather tour. I was like, all of a sudden I was like,
man.
I started to see the cracks in his charm.
Yeah.
You know, he was like a likable young Irish guy, smiling, very, very nice. But then his sociopathic ways started to kind of come through once he was in that Floyd Mayweather buildup. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was the one where Floyd was so much more composed during that whole thing. Like he had been there before so many times and was just like
50 fights though. Like,
yeah, and even super high level fights. Yeah, for real, but at high levels and with a lot of hype behind them and under a lot of pressure, with the world watching, with an undefeated record. So there was a lot to him, which you could see. It was the first time I saw that somebody had more experience in that realm than Conor McGregor of handling a crowd like that. It was not. It would have been Floyd's 20th time doing that, and that was Conor's really first global time like that.
Yeah.
You know, to the world where he was being exposed. And I felt like he was a little bit overmatched as far as like, I think the moment had finally caught up to him where you're kind of like, whoa, this is really happening. I think that was the first time that ever happened to Conor McGregor when he had fought Floyd.
Yeah, because realistically, nothing like that had ever happened like that.
I don't think it's ever happened to him again. I think that was the one fight he ever had where we're like, whoa, this is insane. And it's actually, yeah, because after that, he'd like, went back to UFC and he's got Poirier fights. And those are easy work for him as far as like handling the media. He looked terrible against Khabib, though. Remember when he was to build up to the Khabib fight? He looked terrible. Man. He looked stiff. He was drunk though at the press conference. Remember he was drunk at the press conference? Yeah. He was drunk and like trying to like give Khabib some of his and listen, like hats off to Colin for making it. He's like he's made it. But he just doesn't
have it anymore.
I just think like, but yeah, he definitely doesn't have it anymore. But
it's sad to see, bro.
I'd love to see. I mean, I want to see the guy fight again. Honestly,
yeah, I'll watch him fight.
Come on, everybody wants to watch him fight again. Because there's always a chance that he gets like some crazy, stupid Conor McGregor highlight, and he says something really funny that's really memorable that everybody remembers for the rest of time. Because he's kind of good at that. He's kind of good at those understanding the moments. Although my wife's in my DMs is not a good one either. Although it's now, nobody's ever gonna forget that.
No,
nobody's ever he wins again.
Like I don't fucking like how Adesanya tries to be that way.
Oh god, dude.
Yeah, you gotta let that shit come out naturally.
For real. And I just wanted to go into like Adesanya and fucking Pereira. Cause Pereira is fucking heavy as fuck, bro.
He's big.
He got cut 40 pounds.
Yeah, he's like a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's like, just got to weigh 185 for exactly 1 second. He's
1 second if you're Khabib.
Just like get on there. Just like that last drop of sweat falls off and you made it. Done. Get back. Chow down, whatever. I mean, I don't think it's awesome or anything, but I hope he makes it because I want to see that fight really badly.
Yeah, I do too.
When is that fight scheduled?
I think it's in the fall, but I really
November, I think.
Yeah, November. I really want to see that because, being an expert striker like myself and having all the skills in the world, it's nice to see guys that have at least some understanding of what it means to be basically a human weapon.
Yeah.
And Israel Adesanya, he does. I mean, he fights like he's he's an incredibly gifted fighter, but he is a dork on the mic.
For sure. But again,
I mean, not everybody can be a silver tongue maestro on the mic like myself or you guys, but Israel Adesanya it's just where it's coming from. It just seems like I think he like stands in the mirror and tries things out.
Yeah, you just gotta be yourself, especially with this sport, and people really appreciate that.
Well, it's so funny. He probably's got a bunch of yes men gassing him up around.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, all the time. We keep it real over here at the Beach Villa. We hold each other to the highest standards of journalistic excellence and the highest standard of roasting. Absolutely top level shit around here.
Yeah.
Yo, I do want to move into
hey, shout out to Tuffy 5K. Didn't see him over there.
Yeah.
Hey, Tuffy 5K, what's up? He found his spot.
No, this past weekend, the one championship card, it was a great fucking card. This is my first time like watching like more than 2 fights on a one championship card.
Yeah. They do it right over there.
They do, and it was the first time. I don't know if it was the first time, but it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I think it was on Prime Video,
Yep.
and it was just super accessible. It was super accessible to watch. Fucking Demetrius Johnson fight, to watch like Super Lek fight, to watch these. They have Muay Thai, bro. Like they have just strictly striking.
Yeah.
So
you're-
fucking cool.
And like the girls are fucking good. It's not like the UFC where like you can kind of slog around. Like they don't allow that shit. Like
yeah, bro.
it's like it's hard fucking kickboxing.
Did we talk about this last week? Because now that you bring up female fighting, I don't want to go too far off the one. I want to get back to this.
Yeah.
But I seriously think the UFC should get a where's the big women?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
did
talked
talk
about
that.
this,
We did
yeah.
talk about that.
Where's the big women? Asia
That's
can do it. I bet
facts.
one should do it. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna text Dana.
That's what I would do.
I'm just gonna text him. I'm sick of giving him all my great ideas though. He's really taking all my ideas. CM Punk, that was my idea. I told him, dude, give him a shot. He's got he might have the touch. You know, that's my idea. I thought about, I don't know.
Maybe that's why he doesn't like, cause of how the CM Punk thing went.
I have all the best ideas.
Maybe.
CM Punk went great. Everyone like tuned in.
Everyone did tune in, but like he did get beat up,
He was.
and I felt bad for him. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't feel bad for him. He had his chance.
Twice.
So anyway, so the fight, like what stood out most to you about the one championship? Because here's the thing about one, it's all based out of Singapore. I can't go back there. Now, there's a reason behind that. It involves a briefcase, some deep cover stuff,
you
costumes.
Right. I don't even want it. That doesn't sound like anything I need.
Yeah. But anyway, so I can't actually physically go there, and I could if I wanted to, but it'd be hard to bring you guys because I got to go deep cover. If I go
Right.
in. I'm a master of disguise. Now,
What's up? So some of my favorite parts. First, I really like the whole card. Start like they call the undercard, the lead card.
I like. It's kind of a tricky thing they do there. Makes you seem like it's important. The lead card,
but they actually put good fighters on there, like fighters people know. Like I know it's Sugi Harada. Like I'm a big fan of her. She's like really good.
Sugi Harada. Bring him over to the UFC. Let's see some of these ladies.
Nah. Keep them over in one because it's like this is Muay Thai. This wasn't.
I see.
This wasn't.
It wasn't straight MMA.
MMA. There was
that is
two.
true.
There was two MMA fights, but they were heavyweights, and they were some of the best heavyweights I've ever seen.
Bro.
So Deandra Martin and Amber Kitchen, at a catch weight, I want to say that was 115. Should have been 105. That was a fucking banger. Went all 3 rounds. And then Super Lek versus Walter Concalves. Super Lek knocked him out in like the first round, but like they were banging. It was crazy. He dropped Super Lek. And
do you think his name is actually just Lek, and then he added a super to it?
I don't think.
You think it's like his
well, his last name is Kayamu 9.
It's good. It can't be 009. Is that like that's see, I think he's some deep cover shit too.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, he can't go back to Singapore either.
Yeah, he knocked him out in the first round. And then into the heavyweight fights, it was Amir Alakbari.
What's the announcer? Hey, what's the announcer's name at that? The really guy, Mamma Mia.
No clue.
He's been around though. Jimmy something his name is, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Smith. No,
not
Jimmy Smith.
But that guy's great. He like love it. Mamma Mia.
Nah, he does have like a little like.
He's not even Italian though.
Yeah.
Nah.
All right.
But it was Amir Alakbari versus Mauro Cirilli. That was like a TKO in the second round.
Those guys look mean.
Yeah, that was an MMA fight at heavyweight. And then another MMA fight at heavyweight was a submission in the first round. First of all, Marcus Almeida was beating the dog shit out of Kirill Grashenko. And then he dropped down and just heel hooked him.
Did he really?
In the first round.
It wasn't like, and it wasn't close. Like Marcus Almeida, he's like a jiu-jitsu aficionado.
He's big in the jiu-jitsu world. He's like a black belt. And
Almeida,
he's transitioned.
Surprise. He's Brazilian, huh?
Yeah.
Looks slick though. How much do you think that fellow weighs?
Like 250.
He's one of those.
Has to be.
I think 250
are huge.
I think 250, about 255 is the perfect heavyweight size.
Bro, it is because you're not too big.
All 4 of these dudes could be the best 4 dudes in the UFC.
Nah, for real.
Do you think so?
The way they were moving, the way they were striking, the way they were grappling.
Like they're like
John. Oh, these are kick. This is MMA.
This is MMA, but you have to think Cyril gone.
Yeah. But I think John Jones too now.
No, oh shit, John.
Yeah.
Jones.
I just
think
I'm
that
sorry.
guy-
I'm sorry. I
he's-
apologize.
We're about to see. Listen, we're about
John
to see.
Jones and them top 5.
We're about to see one of the biggest redemption stories of all time in UFC history coming up when he
I
comes back.
hope he
And then, hang on, and then he's gonna fuck it
Man.
up.
exactly. See, and that's the thing. I'm tired of this shit, bro. I'm wishing the best for him.
I am.
I
It's gonna be
really-
awesome. Then he's gonna fuck it up.
Knock on wood.
I'm wishing the best for that man, bro.
He's
John
gonna,
Jones,
he's
if
gonna-
you're listening to this, like, please prove him wrong. Like, you
What
prove
do you mean
him
if
right
he is? He's one of our
so many
subscribers.
times.
He's totally one.
definitely
Yeah, he
is.
follows us on Instagram. And he follows. Come on, John Jones loves the show. He knows.
He
He
did like a
reaches out all
couple
the
of our
time. Of
posts.
course, he's gonna watch us. Who wouldn't watch us?
Moving into the no for real.
Yeah.
So moving into the next fight on the card, it was Pampayak Jitmoingang.
Hey, good job on that one.
Savas Michael. So first,
That shit was crazy.
Rod Tang was supposed to be fighting Savas Michael, but day of weigh-ins, he weighed in overweight, and they gave him the hour to cut, and he just said no, he didn't want to cut.
Oh no way! He didn't want to cut.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's Rod Tang,
just,
bro.
Rod Tang just didn't want to cut.
There was no other.
Is
Yo, so this is my theory. This is my fucking theory. They set Savas Michael up, bro.
They
set
really
him
did,
up.
bro. They put him against somebody with a completely different style than what he spent 8 weeks preparing for. Like, come on, I'd be pissed.
It happens. It happens though. But I do think that they set Savas Michael up. And Pampayak knocks him out in like the second round with like he's a southpaw. So if you know anything about southpaws, or if you don't, I'll explain it to you. A lot of southpaws are jab with the throwing the left kick because they have the right hand forward with the left side to the liver. So throwing that left kick over and over and over and over. He set him up with a lead hook, rounded him in, and then just hit him with a hard kick to the fucking nose. It was crazy.
Is that expert approved?
Yes,
Expert approved.
Very
Expert
much.
approved.
One of my
Very
favorite
much
moves.
so.
Expert approved.
Expert approved. for
Expert
sure.
approved move. So I
I
guess-
Savas Michael out in the second round.
Pampayak Jitmoingang gets the expert approved knockout of the fucking show, huh?
And yes, he's moving into the final of the flyweight Muay Thai Grand Prix
Against
no
Super
kidding.
Leg.
against Super.
Is there any way
actually.
to pull that up at all? Do stuff that knockout. I wonder if they have it available. Because I'd love to see that guy crack him out. Now, I know it's a lot of typing because this is a fucking hard name here.
I'm sure it'll pop right up.
There it is. Look at him. Bam.
See, and it was trending too.
Slugfest. That's an old one. Looks like. Yeah, I get. The guys over there. You know what? The striking in one is, in my opinion, higher level than UFC.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the fighters come from a striking background. They transition to grappling.
Yep.
The opposite of what happens in.
And they get good at the grappling too,
They
which
get
is
good at
crazy.
it. They get good at it, but obviously you can see when you watch one fights, you can see a heavy Muay Thai base for a lot of the fighters.
Yeah. And
Heavy
if it's
Muay
not
Thai.
Muay Thai, it's some
And
other
they
striking.
do that. They do the rolled shoulders stance a little bit, like even how they stand. And there are guys who wrestle. And I think that's why Ben Askren had so much luck in one. Nobody knew what to do.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
It was levels.
I just think he went over there as a fucking horrible. I don't think he knows how to even punch. I mean, he did come to my seminar about grappling, but and he's really good at that. And so when he goes over there, he can just manhandle people that have no idea how to wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the highlights. Sweet.
We're about to see something crazy.
Look at that. So yeah,
in the
and this is just a Muay Thai fight, correct?
Yes, this is just Muay Thai.
Look at that. Oh, that's it right there. That's the same thing Usman used. And the dude, it's the exact same thing he used. Look at this. He's got the same stance. He's southpaw. Jab, cross to head kick. Look at this. It's fucking amazing. So here's where
literally a week ago.
here
Rear up elbow,
cross
break, lead hook.
There it is. Woo! Lead hook though. He did the lead hook.
Lead hook crowd
and he throws.
knockout.
Yeah, looked great, right?
He moved with it too.
Wow.
What's crazy is we actually worked on this last Monday.
Experts approved.
Oh my gosh. Boom,
And
boom.
You know what though? Did you see where his hands were? Look at where Savas's hands are though. Literally right when he gets kicked. Look where his hands are. It's crazy, right? Look at his hands.
Oh,
They were by
my
his knees.
God.
Why were his hands by his knees?
Well, he got hit with that hook, and I think.
Oh, the hook stunned him.
So this is something that I. Oh my gosh! One more time. Boom.
Not in front of the family.
Yeah, right in front of his family.
Mommy. I'm the best. I'm the best.
No,
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 sweet-
never get sick of that.
The
Never get
sweet
sick of that.
feeling of success.
So what I think was so he throws that hook and he hits him with the hook, and with Muay Thai, like when you get hit, you kind of back up, you shake it off, and like I think that he was so used to the rhythm of getting hit, shaking it off, him hitting him, and he's shaking it off. The ref breaks it, coming back in, that he was just gonna like kind of shake it off,
Oh, dude.
drop his hands, and
We're
then
not
His
playing
hands
games.
were
Reset.
low.
yeah, he got hit with that hook, dropped his hands, and then he threw the fucking kick, and it was just beautiful.
He
Set
thought
him
this
up.
was stadium Muay Thai. This is
Wow.
action Muay Thai.
Well, that was definitely. It was terrific. It was
Sucks for
terrific
him.
timing.
Sucks
it
for him.
really sucks for
Terrific
him.
timing on that.
Oh, and he started crying like when it was announcing
wait,
the
who-
fight. My
cried?
heart.
Well, who
kinda-
cried?
Yeah, man.
Who cried?
Savas, Michael, he was crying, but they definitely
Well,
set his ass up.
He is from Cyprus, and they're known for their tears.
Yo,
They're known for their tears. They cry over
next-
everything. I've been there.
The next fight in the card was a bantamweight World Muay Thai Championship.
Crazy.
Nango Gayangadao versus.
Look at you. This is why you handle the mic like that.
Hell
come on,
yeah.
man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Versus Liam Harrison, and Liam Harrison's like more known in like I guess in Western boxing. As like a kickboxer in America. He's a UK fighter, a kickboxer, Muay Thai
Very
fighter.
good.
Well, he's got the
And-
tattoos.
yeah, he does have the Thai tattoos.
Checks all those
and
boxes.
He got kicked with a calf kick.
Ended it.
And it just shut his leg right down, went to the ground. and
Man.
I saw that.
He was
I actually
pissed.
saw that. Yeah, that
He was
happens though. You know, if
fuck.
like when listen when you're at the level of Hammer Time and the experts, we can literally. It's almost unfair what we can do to people
Yeah.
when you just hit those nerves. And like I can do the Vulcan death pinch. You ever seen that on Star Trek? I can rock that. I don't do it in fights though, because it's just too easy. But
yeah.
But in a life or death situation, I want to get out of there. I'm going to neck pinch you and you go to sleep. But that's what happens sometimes. And you could see the frustration on somebody when they don't have control over their body, but they're not hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird feeling to have. He's like, your leg doesn't work. Like you can't go on. So, yeah, that was expert approved strike as well. Well done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then fucking moving into
Oh.
the final fight on the main card, Adriano Moraes versus Demetrius Johnson. And Demetrius Johnson was the flyweight champion, the longest reigning. He's known as the GOAT in UFC. 13 title defenses. I think
He's in
only
the conversation of the greatest martial artists of all time.
Yeah.
1000%. I think this makes him number one.
He's gotta beat him
this
again.
weekend.
gotta
Yes,
beat him
he
again.
definitely has to beat him again.
Yeah.
They're gonna fight again. I hope.
You got to submit him next time.
If you don't know Adriano Moraes, in one championship, you can knee to the head on the ground. He got Demetrius Johnson to the ground, kneed him in his head, knocked him out. And then in the rematch this past weekend, Demetrius Johnson he got his shot back. He ducked under a cross, threw his own cross, knocked him back, got him on the fence, and then hit him with a flying fucking knee, knocked him out.
He fucked him up. But he had some moments where he got dropped.
Yeah, he got
You know what?
dropped in the first.
I was
Bro.
talking. I have to go back and watch the film again, but I was talking to Coach Mike, the famous Coach Mike. If you haven't seen him on his, I don't know what all his handles are. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but I
Mike
was,
Cowlow,
Mike Cowell, Life of a Fighter. Yeah. So I was talking to Life of a Fighter last night, and we're talking about the Dominic Cruz fight when he got dropped by Cheeto a couple times.
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of the reason why he gets dropped is his feet aren't planted when he's moving.
Yeah.
And I think that when Demetrius Johnson was getting dropped by Moraes, the same kind of thing was happening. He was in motion.
Mhm.
And I don't think they were the kind of like he immediately popped back up. That's how I know they're balanced knockdowns as opposed to your brain briefly shut off fucking knockdown.
Yeah.
I think they're a different thing. And I think at the smaller weights and the guys are hopping around a lot and using a lot of that explosive movement and those movements that the larger guys do not do. And the timing and quickness on the smaller guys are so good that they catch a lot of the guys hopping a lot of the time. So I think that's what that was the case when Mace caught Demetrius Johnson in this fight. But when they were fucking hitting hard for 135-pound dudes, I think any of those two dudes comes to the UFC and can be the UFC champion at 135. And that's the hardest division in fighting.
Yeah.
Right now in the UFC is 135. That's the most competitive, top to bottom. But Demetrius Johnson fights Sean O'Malley. Demetrius fights Petr Yan. He beats all those guys right now.
1,000%.
Yeah. I'm sorry, bro.
I think Mace beats him too, though. That guy's good.
He's so fucking good.
It's fucking crazy because I'm genuinely starting to believe that one championship may have the better, like some of the better fighters.
Yeah.
I think undoubtedly.
Boom.
They listen. Like UFC does not have a monopoly on the greatest fighters, and in fact, they have some shitty fighters. They have some overrated fighters too. They have the most well-known fighters, though. That's what they do. They cultivate.
They're marketers.
Yeah, and the UFC is not. I read this interesting article, and I obviously I'm an expert on all things in life, and so the article is talking about how the UFC has basically reached as far as it can really go. Like UFC is in every country. I mean, you can go to Africa and maybe there's some places where they don't really understand fighting, but you talk about like Europe, it's in there. You talk about Russia now, it's fucking cemented into those cultures now.
For sure.
You talk about Asia, it's already been there, and then
it happened all over COVID.
Totally. Yeah. And super smart. But there was also a race for Asia with the UFC, and they wanted to get into China's best as soon as possible because one does exist. One runs that part of the world. Yeah. They run it, but the UFC needed to at least get into China, which is a huge market in itself.
Mm-hmm.
They've done fights in Singapore, which is on one's turf. One's now coming over to the United States to do their thing. I think they both respectively have their own foot in their world, and I think they can both coexist because there's no shortage of people who want to get into the ring with each other and fight.
That's facts.
There's no shortage of people who do that for money. There's an endless supply of men who will fight for money. Are they good? I don't know, but dude, literally gyms everywhere are overflowing with dudes who want to fight UFC. They say those things, right?
They say those things exactly.
They say those things, and I'm down to train them and take them under my wing and show them what I can. But at some point, these people have to realize, like, you're not good. But with one, and especially when you're talking, like we live under this, especially living in the States. And being around, it's different, when these guys in Thailand, they fight that's all they do. They fight for their life.
They just be scrapping,
literally. And that's, I don't think a lot of people understand like what you mean by that. And like, they literally, like, parents drop their babies off at gyms. And that's why, like, you'll see a lot of Thai fighters with their last name as their gym.
Yeah,
like, they
is that deep
there? They sleep there. They go to school at the gym.
It's like Oliver Twist of fighting.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie about orphans and stuff.
It's crazy.
It's a funny movie. It's great. Anyway, so they're really lighthearted, joyous. Anyway, so but they do. You're right. They like every day since the time they've been a little kid, they've been like.
They run their fucking 10K. They go back to the gym. You fucking train 4 hours. You get to eat. You get to sleep. You fucking train 4 more hours. Go for your run.
Yeah,
like every day until you're 25.
And and that's just what
you retire.
And then you be a taxi driver.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's a brutal life, but there's also there's opportunity, and there's no shortage of there's no shortage of people who want to watch people punch each other in the face.
That's facts.
So
everybody do.
It's a sport that requires very little as far as overhead, except for 2 people willing to do it. So that's why it's probably the oldest sport, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
Fighting is the oldest sport.
Definitely.
That
or running, like
running away from fighting would be or running towards eating.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
Like somebody saw somebody get fucked up, and they was
running
like,
towards food or running away from danger. That's pretty much where the running comes in.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's like so the fighters there are definitely fighters that Demetrius Johnson's the best 135-pounder in the world.
Yeah.
So he's had one. You know, you talk about those heavyweights and what they can do. Yeah, John Jones is it, and after John Jones, and we haven't even seen him fight yet. But and granted, Stipe goes to 1, he does damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
I disagree,
He's a really good fighter.
He is a very good
He
fighter.
can't take them shots. Y'all be hearing them shots.
Yeah,
What are we
well,
talking about right now?
well, listen, that's not first off, he can take shots because he got fucking like hammer fisted and punched in the face by Francis the Predator Ngannou. He took shots, man.
Yeah.
What I'm saying though is I'm not saying that Stipe would be the heavyweight champion. I don't think Stipe is going to be the heavyweight champion of UFC again. What I'm saying is Stipe is a good fighter, would be a top fighter, and one vice
Not
versa.
a top fighter.
Couldn't-
He'd be a fighter.
You don't think so, huh?
No, he's barely a top fighter now. The only reason he's on the top fighting is because there's only 7 heavyweights.
Yeah, he fucking killed it for a while there, man. He was really dominant.
Yeah.
For sure. But like
He also lost
what
to Stefan Struve, though.
There's really a difference between what's happening here. Like I've seen
I believe
I've
you.
seen the way he loses, and I've seen the way they fight in one, and he's gonna lose the same way he fought to Ngannou. He's gonna lose the same way that like he just his head gets rattled and he goes to sleep.
I just don't think I just think that he's gonna. We'll see where he goes in his career, but
yeah, I have to see the fight with John.
I do like the option to tune into one. I like that there are amazing fighters all over the world, and there's no like. We are in the golden age of mixed martial arts right now. You can't turn on you can't turn on the TV without seeing a couple people locked into a cage.
Yeah.
And
Give
it's
it about 10 years, and like when like Muay Thai is like a thing over here.
Well, I know that you're the big Muay Thai guy, and I think that you could, if you really have passion about that, you should be one of the people spearheading this entire project. Once
1000%.
you're the champion of the world, which is obviously going to happen soon, then you can take your ability with that and just transition into your next life of being the Muay Thai king.
For sure.
Be awesome. I think it's a great idea. And I think it's 100% going to happen, because there is a lack of that real true. Because the reason why I feel Muay Thai could work is because BKFC is working.
Yeah,
people like that. That it's like my dad is a quiet man that I recently discovered living in the hills, and he likes the BKFC. I can see where I got my fighting spirit from.
Definitely.
He doesn't like the MMA though. He thinks it's for pussies.
What?
Because of the option to get on the ground.
And he doesn't like it. He thinks they fight standing up, and
or you don't fight at all,
and it's no gloves, and it's it's brutal.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm pressing so much on one championship, bro. Like they're in 4-ounce gloves, just throwing punches, kicks, elbows, knees. Like, come on, bro.
That's sick.
Like you could clinch, you can fucking like if you watch one championship highlight, you just hear it.
Yeah, it's more visceral, and you kind of get that when they fight at the Apex in the UFC.
Yes,
where you're like, oh, I feel this now. This is horrifyingly loud. But I think whoever their sound engineer over there cranks up the fucking special effects on that shit. I love it.
He has like a pan tap.
Yeah, he's like
to every hit.
Totally. Totally. But so anyway, I think one is a solid organization. If I can somehow maybe I can take a small dinghy and then scuba dive into Singapore. They'd never know.
That's a good idea.
No, I can genuinely like get you a dude to build a submarine, and then we can go that way.
Subs.
Yeah, because you don't want to like be above sea level. You want to make sure that they can't.
We want to go deep cover.
Yeah.
I like that.
We
I like
get
that.
Wetsuits too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wear all kinds of
like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we get into Singapore. Okay, so next time we go to Singapore, that's our plan.
We'll keep y'all posted.
Yeah, top secret submarine being built as we speak. Now, what else is going on in the world of combat sports?
Anderson Silva and Jake Paul, I think is fucking on.
So I heard he was fighting somebody else, like some other real fighter, 44-2, some guy. I fucking forgot what his name was, but
who, Jake Paul or
Jake Paul was, but then
Jake Paul was supposed to fight that. Look, I don't really follow this like that part
world,
of the sports.
Yeah. Well, that's not really the sport part of it. That's more the entertainment part of the sport. That's what.
entertainment
Yeah.
part.
So if you're into like entertainment with fighting involved with it, then you're in there. It's somewhere between
I just go
WWE.
I
It's-
just go watch WWE.
It is intriguing.
It's too real.
I
I
do-
want to know it's fake.
Yeah, I do like to watch. I do like to watch the circus though, because it does involve fighting and punching, and it
Mhm.
involves people who think they're really good at doing something that aren't really that good at doing it. So I love to see that, and I'm really curious to see what happens when Jake Paul gets in there with a man, and a man his size, a man that really knows how to use his hands to hurt you.
Yeah.
I mean, Anderson Silva.
I think Anderson Silva. Never mind. Keep going.
Well, Anderson Silva only lost in his UFC career, in my opinion, because he was bored. You know, I'm gonna explain this to you. Anderson Silva was so good at one point, he wasn't even getting hit.
For real.
He literally was not getting hit. He was doing these crazy things that were definitely expert approved in Hammertime's opinion, which is always correct. He was bored. So, you know, a lot of times when people skydive and they die, it's always experienced skydivers. You know why? They get bored, so they start doing weird shit. They start like doing tricks and trying to do things they've never done before. It happens all the time. People don't die. Like first timers don't really die. It's people who've been doing it like 20 years to get 10,000 jumps. So like, let me try something funny. And then they somehow misjudge what they're going to do. And then they get chinned by fucking Chris Weidman. He was like out there. He was out there just fucking around, didn't take him seriously. And then he made a mistake. And then after that, he kept on like losing he just like he'd lose fights that he should like could have easily just won.
Yeah.
You know, but regardless, the guy is fucking, if he's on that night and Anderson's 45 years old now.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna go in there. He's not gonna be doing 32-year-old Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman weird shit. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna fuck that dude up.
Okay.
He's gonna go and beat him up, dude.
I don't believe that.
He beat fucking what's his name's son, the
Who?
real boxer. Who did Anderson Silva
Julio
just box?
Cesar Chavez
is
Jr.
a real boxer who's a champion.
No.
He beat him up.
Yeah. Have y'all seen him fight?
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He's not as good as his pops, but like he's good.
He's a real legitimate boxer though.
Bro.
He's gonna fuck Jake Paul up.
So is
dude.
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul's gonna get beat up this time.
Jake Paul might knock Anderson Silva.
He
out.
might. I don't think it's gonna happen this time. I think this is gonna be a real hard time. He's a legitimate fighter this time. He's not fighting Jake Ben Askren. He's not fighting washed up Tyron Woodley with tiny little T-Rex arms that are.
I feel you.
And this is gonna be. Listen, how about this? Listen. I think you might be right. This could happen, 100%. But this is, in my opinion, going to be where you see if Jake Paul is a real boxer.
Yes.
How about that? How about that's probably, because I hate predictions about who's going to fuck anybody up, blah, blah, blah. Because it
can go on forever.
Yeah, it could go on forever until it actually happens. I think this is where we learn where Jake Paul is as a fighter. This is what we do. And is he legitimately going to parlay this into a actual boxing career? This is where it happens. If he gets his ass whooped by Anderson Silva, he's got no shot of being a pro boxer.
I think what Jake should do is like, how many rounds do they fight?
They go 8,
6?
I think.
They go 6. 6?
Yeah, it's not.
In
crazy.
round 4, he should leg kick him.
What is wrong? What?
Jake should just leg kick him.
Oh, that's he's gonna get fucking slept.
Yeah, like that's gonna
Spinning heel kick.
That's
Dude, right?
Bro.
You know, the thing that's different about Anderson Silva, and like, listen, Tyron Woodley could hit hard, and he does have one punch. Anderson Silva is a very
No, I know. I just don't think that I don't think that his body is going to do what his mind wants to do. And I think that Jake's will, with more speed and power.
Do you think that Anderson Silva's natty? I don't think he is.
the answer to that is
He's on
100%
testosterone.
no.
He's fucking feeling great.
That man's 22 right now.
He's feeling great. He's on all the supplements, dude.
Him and Jake are the same age.
I mean,
as
Jake's on
we
the
speak.
supplements too, but if Jake's on the supplements too, but if Jake's taking supplements at 20, 3, he ain't got it.
It's not gonna have the same effects because he's not.
It'll have that. You got to take more to get it. But if you're having it, listen, if
Yeah.
you're doing PEDs and still fighting amateurs and having to use PEDs to beat them, you're fucking lame.
That's facts.
For sure.
We've seen it happen though.
But I feel deep down in your heart, you feel that Jake Paul is a legitimate fighter. I can feel this about you, and I don't disagree with you. This is why I'm saying this is where we find out where this guy is. If he's a clown, this is where we find out.
Yeah,
bet.
If he's
now,
really
this is it because Anderson Silva has been in the cage like hours.
Dude, this guy is a legitimately Tyron Woodley was a good fighter for a short period of time. He also lost to fucking Nate Quarry. So
because of pressure.
Yeah, and then you got again Ben Askren. It's not like, come on. And then,
I got Jake Paul knocking him out in like the 4th.
All right, I like that. That's a solid, that's a respectable prediction for the fight.
I got Anderson Silva by heel hook in the 6th.
I don't. When is
that
that
shit gonna be
when
crazy.
is that fight happening? Did they say when they booked it for? I would have to give you more insight into it as I get closer to fight week. So,
I'm not sure exactly.
I'm not gonna tune in, but I will watch it after on social media for free.
Yeah,
about 5 minutes later.
They're still working on a date for it.
All right.
But they were like expecting late October.
Cool.
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that too. We'll make that. We'll put that into our schedule. Wherever it may be, we will be there. So yeah, that's. I mean, I wonder who else is on that card. It's probably a bunch of influencers fighting each other and stuff like that, which they normally do.
Yeah, man. I really don't really watch those. I just watch them like at 3 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
Facts.
On YouTube.
That's what I do too.
So,
I'm just
the
chilling.
whole fights be on that bitch.
Yeah,
for real,
all the time, right? It almost happens like 5 seconds after the fight's over, though. I definitely have tuned in and be like, oh, it's already right here.
Yo, so this weekend,
that's what's crazy.
with Cyril Gane and Tai Tuivasa, like, what are y'all expecting?
Bro, I'm expecting a fucking banger. I feel like this card is gonna be like a good card, so that's why I'm gonna watch it from prelims to the finish. But like, there's really no
all the big bucks for though, Ronnie. You're the expert on all these unknown fighters. You're giving him shine. You're the one who brings really is a champion of the undercard.
They're like that, bro.
Well, you know,
that's how you find champions.
This is why we have the best show in combat sports, though. You're putting in the work, Ronnie J.
Yeah,
you're
absolutely.
watching the fights nobody else wants to watch.
Yo, there's like a few fights that's booked like in the next coming months that I'm really like looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
Corey Sandhagen versus Song Yadong.
Oh my god.
I think Corey Sandhagen just kills that guy. I
Corey think it's gonna be
good.
He's so fucking good. I watched him.
It sucks that like he just can't break through.
He can't. And he probably never
should have
will.
beat TJ, in my opinion.
I think
he did
Cannonier
beat him.
Strickland is off, but I think Strickland has like a broken finger. If I'm,
I always find it hard to believe they're in the same weight class for some reason. I always think Sean Strickland's a 170 pounder for some reason.
He used to be. He got knocked out by Kamaru Usman. That's what sent him up.
Oh yeah, Mackenzie Dern representing Brazil. Gotta represent
Dern
Brazil
versus Yan Xiaonan.
That picture's not flattering of her.
Yes, it is.
Of Mackenzie Dern?
Oh well, it don't. Yeah,
Not
she look
flattering.
right.
See, look.
Cody looks like sad.
Yeah, he should be sad, Cody. His chin's sad, Cody.
He's like, I have manicured eyebrows and I still look sad.
Come on.
Somebody plucked these before.
Manicured eyebrows.
You really coming for this, man, Mace?
Yeah, this is what I do, baby. I need that smoke. Trying to stir up some fucking some heat, baby.
Robert Whittaker.
After he takes care of Vettori, which I think he's gonna do, he's talking about a move up to 205.
Yes, he is.
That's plausible for him, honestly.
Sure.
I don't see why not.
Actually, he'd be one of the better ones.
Yeah.
He's gonna be amazing. He's just gonna be a small 205er.
Small as fuck.
But I don't like I really, really, really feel in the next 5 years you're gonna see this transition away from heavyweight cuts.
Yeah,
They're gonna do.
see
There's
a
gonna
lot.
be studies coming out that are like it's not beneficial. There's no. I'd love to see like the hard evidence of weight, like weight. I know people over at Harvard and Yale. I could probably pull some strings, get some studies done. But what I'm saying is like, what is the overall? Like, there's got to be some kind of metric to figure out, is weight cutting really helping people win?
No, it's not.
It's not at
Like,
all.
I just think the only problem with the UFC is that the gaps in between the weight classes don't allow you to be successful in the weight class. And because it's derived from like wrestling, they're used to the terrible weight cuts. So
And
it's
even
like
that's starting to be like kind of looked upon in differently in wrestling as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like when
You're not in high school wrestling. High school does not. When I was in listen, you used to be able to do crazy stuff.
yeah,
Explain.
High school wrestling used to allow you to. They used to do a skin fold test, which was a very loosely done test by your doctor, or the high schools would have somebody come in, pinch your skin. There's like a nurse or something like that, and they give you like, oh well, you weigh this amount, you have this much body fat, you can go down to this weight. So they tell you at the beginning of the season how far you can go down to. And dude, sometimes it was like you come in if kids come in off season, they've got a little bit of extra. I'm not sure if they still do this for you guys.
they do still do that.
But you come in off season, like you're
different.
kind of like, out of shape. And so they give you these crazy amounts you can cut as a high school kid. So let's say there's a kid who comes in and it's like maybe got 9% body fat or whatever it is, 8%, because a lot of these kids are young and lean and they're in good shape. They tell you you're 146 pounder, you can make it down to 132. So you're a high school kid and you're like, oh, I can make it to 132. Now I can't wrestle at 130 to start the year, but in high school, in some states, they'll give you 2 pounds. So by the end of the year, you're wrestling 132. So you're planning by the end of the year, you're going to cut down from 146. You're going to wrestle 132 to try to go to state and do whatever you got to do. I've seen, there's been stories of people who've done this and it doesn't work out for them. You especially when you're a kid.
No, but that makes perfect sense because that is the weight distribution between weight classes. And that is still what people are cutting. Like that's still the same kind of weight that people
for sure.
It's just not healthy
for sure. And I think as a let's say a teenager, for a kid that's wrestling and let's say the weight class is 140, you weigh 146, you can make that.
Not easy.
That's
anything that you can do in one workout. Like you can burn what 4 to 8 pounds.
But even
a workout.
But even that 6 pounds, it's not like you can do that. And basically for, let's say, an in shape high school wrestler kid, if he needs to lose 6 pounds, he works out the night, goes home, has a sensible dinner, and the next day just doesn't eat. You'll make it.
Yeah.
You'll make it.
Yeah.
But what happens is that kid's got 8-9% body fat. If he tries to make it 132, this is a whole different thing. Now we're talking viciously depleting a young person's growing body of nutrients for really no reason.
And I think that's a big reason why most wrestlers are 5'10" and under.
Yeah.
Well, it does attract it. So and the wrestling and fighting in general is one sport where size gets evened out because of weight classes. So it attracts a lot of guys who can't play other sports. So there are a lot of guys who are in that shorter range.
I see.
So I'm not quite big enough or fast enough or strong enough. I definitely can't play basketball. I'm 5'7". I'm okay at football. Maybe I play soccer and I have a winter sport. I want to do a winter sport. What am I going to do? I join wrestling.
Yep.
Exactly.
Or swim, but
yeah, but no, I mean, the basketball team's got 10 spots on it. So, and it's generally, that's usually when you're a kid coming out, that's set in stone for a long time. Kids been pulling out since they've been sixth grade, 7th grade together. So wrestling is anybody can join, any size can work, but there are a lot of these guys at the size. Problem is though, I think it's gotten a lot better. If you're talking back in the 90s and things like that, the methods that were employed to do it were beyond barbaric. It's silly that, and
I just remember seeing dudes coming in the morning, like the day of their like wrestling meet. What do you call it? Wrestling meet?
Yeah, mate.
Meet. Fucking with their wrestling shoes on, they got their sweats on, or like they have like they have like long johns, then the sweats on top of the long johns.
Absolutely.
Tucked into the socks, tied the wrestling shoes already,
Just
like
sitting
you're
there
about
sweating
to
all day.
fucking
Oh
wrestle.
my god,
bro, with like a beater on, a fucking t-shirt, a long sleeve, a hoodie, then tied the fucking hoodie around their head like the dude from South Park, like Kenny, yeah, and then spitting in a cup all day.
all day. Like now we use Jolly Ranchers to like salivate and then we spit it out in a bottle. But yeah, that shit.
Nah,
that
don't
brought back
smile
so
about that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I feel you, it's memories, but
Yo.
we gotta change that shit, man.
Yeah,
And listen,
that's unhealthy.
listen,
Don't do that.
I think a lot of that. Listen,
stupid.
there's probably some kids that are just fucking fronting. They ain't really cutting that much weight. Trust me, there's some kids that are fronting. They're not really cutting a whole lot of weight. They just got to be in the wrestling team, so they do the wrestling thing. That being said, there are some that are doing unrealistically insane weight
I
cuts.
wrestled in my walk around weight. I said, "Fuck that."
Yeah. So I think, but I definitely again have stories, and I know stories of individuals who, in retrospect, looking back, had they just wrestled at whatever weight they were at, they probably would have been a lot happier as a human being. Probably would have done just as well. And it didn't, because in high school wrestling, we're talking about 5 pound weight differences.
Yeah,
5 pounds.
Yeah, it's not even.
So I'm going to cut from 135 down to 130. Like what?
Why would you do? Why? Like,
but
what are you doing?
But when you're a kid and like in the culture of some old school high school wrestling, it used to be get smaller. You got to do this, and the coaches would encourage it because that was kind of I think the old school mindset. And now I think the understanding of sports medicine with science and what weight cutting actually does to you. Again, 5 pounds, 6 pounds for high school, that's a lot already.
Yeah.
But as a professional, it's like I don't see it. I don't see the benefit in it, and I hope they figure out a way to remedy that, because
the problem is fighters just want to be able to eat whatever they want and do whatever they want, but that's not the job.
Yeah, listen, I get a sensible weight cut's one thing. What I'm saying is though I want to see these guys in peak physical condition fight. I want to see them at their best, and that's why maybe they do hit harder than one, because they're hydrated and they're ready to go.
Yeah,
I think we're selling these fighters' abilities way short by having them starve. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Facts.
Like, dude, imagine if every football game NFL players had to make weight, and then they had to go play. How fucking shitty that would be.
Yeah, I cut like 5 pounds.
That's not difficult, Tim.
Yeah.
It's not.
I do a day of.
That's sensible.
I literally that morning I go for a run. I shadow box. I like mimic the fight, shadow boxing in a sweatsuit. I made weight.
When you start to push it past 15, that becomes problematic, in my opinion. And I'm an expert. You guys are experts.
Exactly.
So weight cutting to me should be not banned. I mean, if people are going to do it, they're going to do it.
Not banned, but they're like
it should be reconsidered.
They like what one does is they check how much water you have in your body.
Look at Israel Adesanya. He first off he cuts like 5-6 pounds to make 185.
Yeah.
He goes and fights at 205 against a guy who's large, who cuts weight to make that weight. Does a fucking great job.
Yeah.
Holds his own.
He won 2 rounds.
The size did come into play at the end, but that's a whole other issue between 205 and 265. Or while there should be 225, 250, 245, somewhere in the middle. That being said,
Jan would be in a different division if there was a 215.
And in the end of the fight, his size did make a difference. It did play in, but overall, wasn't that big of a difference.
No,
it's not it wasn't a power differential.
And if you really want to see it at the smaller weights, look at Frankie Edgar. That dude never cut weight. He fought at 155. He weighed 155. Never cut weight. He was a champion of the UFC at 155, weighing 155. He fights at 135 now.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That's nuts, right? Frankie fucking Edgar. So
who would have thought?
Weight cutting. Colby Covington doesn't cut weight.
Yeah.
He weighs 175 pounds. He just fights at 170.
But that's a testament to a lot of people's stamina.
You're seeing this, so Justin Gaethje doesn't cut weight.
No.
He weighs like 165 pounds, and that's when he's like just off. He gets in training, he's like 162, comes
He
in.
fought at 165 pounds too.
Yeah, and he comes into fight week, and and obviously we're experts. We watch Embedded.
Yeah.
That's how we get all information from. He said he comes into fight week like basically like under 160.
Yeah,
That's easy. What are these guys doing this for? Silly.
Tradition.
But it's also like they're fucking lazy. Like some fighters want to fight often. Some fighters
Sure.
want food. Some fighters like are doing this shit just because like they need another way to make money. So they're like, fuck, I don't really want to be doing this shit.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like
I gotta
when
eat.
it's fight camp, let's do it.
Yeah.
Some dudes are like, all right, I'm trying to fight this month. If I go up 15 pounds, I can't fight. I gotta cut. It takes 8 weeks to cut
Got you.
a good 15 pounds. So like if I do it healthy, or like, you know what I mean? So you gotta start doing the math. And if you're trying to fight all the time, you cannot be heavy.
Yeah.
And you know, that's like Patty. He's not trying to fight that often. If he was trying to fight that often, he wouldn't be that heavy.
Yeah, he's got a plan. Fight twice a year, get paid a couple $100,000.
Exactly.
And
And
just
then
eat.
get fucking paid off of gaining weight.
Yeah, and he probably, he's probably gonna start making some good money. And so he fights, dude. If you fight twice a year and you net, I don't know, $200,000.
You're set.
That's
Dude,
a big dub.
If you can't,
That's a big dub.
I mean, that's on Hammer Time dough, but that's like that's livable. So
My bad.
Go ahead.
Fucking fence grabs, yo.
Fence grabs. Let's knock this out of it, because this is something that my friend Daniel Cormier kept on reiterating during the last fight, and Leon Edwards and all this different stuff. Chael Sonnen said that Leon Edwards was cheating. It
was both cheating. Let's get that out the way.
No, but the fence grab does something very, very. It takes away points.
Yeah.
And it's cheating and what Daniel Cormier says, it should be no warning, automatic point deduction. It affects the fight that badly.
I don't know about that though, because like some people really just be like in a lot of cases I've seen of like really bad fence grabs, it's on accident. Most of them are accidental.
I don't think so. I think there's no penalty.
It's like your first instinct. I'm
It's
going to the
like,
ground.
oh, shit.
I gotta grab.
Yeah.
But and I know they're not necessarily using it to like cheat, but at the same time,
Is that serious?
Because I mean,
You know what my natural instinct is?
What's
in
up?
a real fight, to really you can fucking just punch somebody right in the nuts.
Yeah.
Right? You lose that instinct in the UFC because you lose a point. They got to take away a point for that. It's an instinct thing. Like you have to control yourself in there.
Yeah.
Like you got take it away. You can't do that. If you do, point. Watch how different it's. I mean, listen. Again, I always NFL. You get fucked for helmet to helmet contact. It's like you get kicked out of games for that shit now. Helmet to helmet, and everybody thought that was going to fuck it up. Didn't really. It changed it, but guys don't do it as much, and when they do, they get fined.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I mean, or you forfeit some of your purse to your opponent for a fence grab.
Yeah.
Every time you do a fence grab, you give your opponent $5,000, whatever the fuck it is.
I just think you should lose position. I don't know if like
I'm
cool with that. I'm cool with that.
So a fence grab's like, oh hey, now you got to go down. You got to take down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
All right. See, this is why you're an expert.
Yeah, like
this is why you're here.
For real. But
amazing idea.
Pretty much like whatever position that they wanted, they get. So
I was gonna say chop off their hands. But anyway, so yeah, whatever.
Typically, like if you're dragging someone down, like say you have someone's back on the cage, and fucking you pull them to the ground, you shuck them forward, they put their hands on the ground, or like they go to grab the fence instead of that, then you get like the side ride position.
I see
on the fence.
Yeah. So it's up to the ref to decide the position.
Yeah, whatever position that they were going into is the position that they get.
Totally fair.
Like how certain refs, which is odd, how certain refs fucking if you if something happens, they're like stalling or like they get hit in the nuts in like the wrong position, say they're on the ground and like they get fucking eye poked or something.
Yeah.
And they put them back in that position after.
Yeah.
Certain refs, not all refs.
You should.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think it should be. That's the position that they wanted. You didn't let them get that by an illegal technique. They get that position. They get a takedown. Boom.
As you know, I believe in no rules, but since there are rules, they need to really hash out some of these. So anyway, this has been what? Hey, listen, milestones here, fellas.
Episode 20.
fucking
Holy
20.
Shit.
We know who you 40 are.
Yeah, we do.
We know who you are.
Shout out, yo, and the
For
consistent
real.
people that watch every week.
We
Shout
love you
out to all
guys, for
our
real.
Hammer Time fans, John Jones included.
Yeah.
We're
Shout out
coming
John
back
Jones.
next week with a vengeance. We're gonna there's more awesome fights coming up.
21.
So 21. I like 21. It's a great number.
It
It is
is.
a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
number.
So anyway, this has been Mace Hammertime, the deadliest man in the known universe. We got
Ronnie J.
Deuce Almighty.
500 Hammer Time out.
Is he out?